Okay, so for the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at ethical questions that relate specifically to human beings and trying to determine where to draw the lines of moral permissibility, prohibition, and obligation. And as we've been having these conversations and exploring these issues, we've each of us been operating from a particular set of assumptions about the nature of the value of human beings. Each of us has in mind some feature or set of features that we believe human beings possess that causes them to fall within the circle of moral considerability. And so we would look at a question like, well, what is the feature, what's the feature I have, or the set of features that I have that I believe give me moral considerability? And is a fetus or a developing baby the kind of thing that possesses those same features? And would it then have some degree of moral considerability? And we looked at the application of medical technology, of genetic engineering, and we looked at these questions with a set of assumptions in mind about the nature of human beings and their value in order to determine what kinds of medical interventions and what kinds of genetic manipulations might be permissible or obligatory or prohibited. Now, this week, we're going to extend the conversation to artificial intelligence. And the question for us this week, the big question for us this week is this: is it now or will it ever be the case that a machine that is artificially intelligent could possess the same feature or set of features that we possess that give us moral considerability? Okay, so in order to answer that really big question for ourselves, we're going to have to answer some fairly simple but really difficult questions first. So for example, you and I engage in this thing called thinking. I'm doing it right now, you're doing it right now. Well, what exactly is thinking? What's happening? What am I doing when I think? And is it possible that a machine could ever do that activity? Could a machine ever think? You know things, I know things. That means we have information. Well, computers have information. But more than know things, you and I also understand things. Is understanding something that a machine can do or will ever be able to do? You and I have experiences. What does that even mean? What is an experience? And is an experience something that a machine could ever have? Okay, so those are the kinds of simple but difficult questions that we're going to be confronted with this week in our thought primer. You've got some questions to explore to get your thinking primed up here, and then you'll see down here, you have an essay by the philosopher Nick Bostrom. I wish I could remember what university he's at. I think it's somewhere in England or Ireland. I can't remember. But he's one of the leading thinkers in the ethics of artificial intelligence, and that's exactly the title of his piece here. So you're going to want to take a look at that and have the quiz open as you do your reading. If you find his ideas interesting, he's got some wild ideas, particularly as they relate to the possibility that we're all in a simulation. If you find him interesting, you might click this link right here, and that'll take you to a Joe Rogan interview with him, where they talk about the possibility of artificial intelligence and what its trajectory is. It's kind of terrifying. And it's an interesting episode because at some point you can hear Rogan kind of really struggling to keep up with the arguments that Bostrom is making. All right, and so then after you've read that piece, you can do your quiz, you'll watch your lectures, you'll head on over to the discussion board, and we've got some great topics to discuss together this week. All right, anything comes up I can help with, just shoot me an email. Otherwise, have a fantabulous week.